Hello class, today I will be talking about audio-visual agreement, and that'll be my project today. So what is audio-visual agreement? Audio-visual agreement is when the visual content matches with the audio content. When audio-visual agreement is done correctly, what you hear and what you see, they should complement each other. They should work in harmony. And the harmony of audio and visual content working together is crucial for viewers' understanding of your work. If you're making content and the audio doesn't match the visual, you're only doing yourself a disservice because you aren't properly communicating to your viewers what the message is. Next, I have why is audio-visual agreement important? So we kind of already talked about it. Communication suffers when the audio-visual agreement is not done properly. Your message will not be communicated to your audience. Another thing is you will look less professional, less credible if you produce content that lacks audio-visual agreement. If you see a video and the news channel and they have a different video from what they're talking about, if they're talking about maybe the increase in prices, but they're showing maybe the zoo, you're going to deem them as less credible because the information doesn't match what you're seeing. So it's very important to keep that professional look by having continuity in your audio-visual agreement. The next thing is you can lose an important moment when your audio and visual content does not sync up. This imbalance will create a loss in emotional impact. So here, think about your favorite movie. When you have those emotional moments, you either hear that very emotional music or the very happy music that aligns with your audio-visual agreement, which is why the moment hits in the way that it does for you as a viewer. So it's very important for that emotional impact to have audio and visual agreement. Next, the pros and cons of audio-visual agreement. Well, there is no cons to having audio and visual agreement, but two cons that I wanted to highlight was increased engagement. Viewers have a very small attention span, so you can really cater to that by having your content just match up audibly and visually. So this will really help capture your audience's attention when this agrees. Because if not, your audience is more likely to be distracted. Another thing is accessibility. It's important for those with disabilities to also be able to engage in our content. So it's just important for those with sensory disabilities that you have maybe some subtitles and that your video really portrays what you're trying to say. Just in the same way for the opposite. So it's also crucial that both your audio and your visual content are done with excellence, because some people may only have to rely on the video or some people only have to rely on the audio. This is also another important thing when it comes to writing captions for social media. Your caption needs to match what the picture is showing or what the video is showing for those who cannot see or maybe cannot hear with those disabilities that we should also be catering to. So I have a picture right here from the book, and it just kind of shows that how audio is used to fill in the gaps when we don't have video for what we're trying to say. So you'll see this in a lot of news channels, or even when we produce VOSOTs. We're going to produce the audio content of us like in the teleporting room for content that we don't have visually to support our interviews we're making. Another example given in the book is just news articles. Like you see up here in the corner, it says there's a live duck at the zoo. If you go straight to the next live, the public can see them tomorrow. It doesn't flow. So when you have that audio in the middle, it really helps the story have a continuous flow. So in conclusion, the audio content has to match the video content always. For social media, you shouldn't post a caption of butterflies to support a photo of some luggage. Unless your luggage has butterflies on it, you can support that content by explaining the designer's choice and why adding butterflies, or even maybe there's like a pun you can add for butterflies and luggage. But that's the only case. You don't want to have things that are two different entities trying to support each other, because inevitably they won't. And again, you don't want sad music going over a happy part in the film. It ruins it for you. And to effectively communicate your message, you have to follow the rules of audio visual agreement just to support your content.